missed you. What have you been up to? But if you haven't read today's title of the video, I am going to be showing my in-depth makeup routine. In my last makeup routine video, I noticed it was 3 months ago, and honestly, I have made a few changes. I am a lot more organized now. Oh gosh, girl, clean your mirror. Anyways, let's get started. Here I am pinning my hair back because I can't wear my hair just out like this. I have to have it up. I already can't see imaginary hair in my face. Long story short, I ended up not liking this hairstyle, and gosh, my eye bags are disgusting. Anyways, I ended up doing this cute hairstyle. I've been liking this recently with my bangs. I feel like it's the only fitting way I could do my hair. But there I go with the clips again, because once again, I'm too blind to imagine hair in my face. Yeah, no. But I know you guys are probably wondering, what is she doing? Why is she doing a voiceover? Well, oh, real quick, I like to clean my face before anything just to get out any sweat or just anything on my face that could cause my makeup to look gross. But basically, I'm doing this voiceover today because our AC is super loud, and I tested it before and the audio just did not sound good. So for the most part, I will be doing a voiceover over this video until like the end, kind of where I try to talk, but that AC just intervenes with my voice, girl. But I'll go ahead and put like captions or something. It'll be better. But here I am, just basically finishing up cleaning everywhere, girl. Like, you want to get anywhere that you feel like you have oily or sweat, just get it done. I went ahead and wet my sponge. It's cute because I have like a little coffee container for it, so I just leave it in there. But anyways, I do go in with the e.l.f. brow lift. This is my holy grail, girl. I love this stuff. But obviously, we're going to start off with the eyebrows. So this brush has like a spoolie side and then the actual brush on the other side. I think I got this in a package at Walmart with like a dip brow. My neighbors are making noise, so if you hear anything, that's them. Excuse that, girl. Literally, all the makeup I use is super affordable. You can find it at any of your drugstores, you know, for my affordable girlies. Look at my cat. His name is Gojo. I love him so much. It's actually crazy when they say once you get a second cat, the second cat is always like the troublemaker, and then the older one's like the calm one. Anyways, girl, back to work. I got some of that gel on that spoolie, and so this is where I guess the kind of in-depth area goes through. Here I am like setting up better. As you can see, I have really thin brows. This is on purpose, okay? Because this is how I like to work with them. I know some people like their eyebrows thick, but for me, personally, it's... Are you kidding me? They just turned on whatever that is in the background. I'm so sorry if you can hear that, girl. But anyways, here you see me literally pulling all my hairs up with that gel. Sometimes I get more gel, sometimes I get less. This is just how I personally do my eyebrows and how I like to do them. Here I am getting more. I hate that there's so many sounds going on right now. But yeah, this is kind of the part where I like to mess around with my eyebrows. This is actually the longest in my makeup routine, is my eyebrows. Like, there's such a precise way of me doing them, so I like really have to focus. It sucks that I'm blind and I have to have everything super close, but it's a good thing I have this mirror, which I know I have to clean. But yeah, girl, as you can see, it's literally just me like trying to get them to look good. And then once I have it where I like the way they're laid out, I go ahead and get like the longer side, as you could see, and I just try to straighten it out. Are you serious? The neighbors decided to make more noise. I don't know why they do that. Like, honestly, I have no idea. Anyways, once again, if you can hear that, I'm sorry. But as you can see from my technique, I'm basically just trying to lay them out. I kind of messed up towards the end, so I'm just kind of fixing that up. And that's a good thing about brow gel, is like if you mess up, you could literally just start over again. But okay, let me fast forward this, girl. That's basically what I do.
A few moments later.
Anyways, girl, here I am, finally just kind of showing how it looks. And I believe now I'm just starting on the other eyebrow. And it's the same technique, honestly. I just put all the hairs to the top, and then I just basically rearrange them. And it's harder because for some reason, the area that's like closest to where my unibrow would be is super dark, but then the hairs on my outer eyebrow is like super light on this eyebrow. So as you can see, I do tend to struggle to try and make it like these neighbors are just getting me mad. I feel like most of this video is gonna be me like crashing out over my freaking neighbors and how loud they are. Anyways, girl, I did that same technique. Here I am just checking. Obviously, I noticed this one was a bit more thicker than my other eyebrow, so I'm just trying to fix that. I've always said my eyebrows are sisters. They're not twins. No, what did I think the last time I said they're like long lost cousins or something. That theory is still correct. I'm not even kidding. I have like 15 minutes of this footage of me trying to rearrange them, but here are the final eyebrows. Here is what they are looking like. Like I said, this is the longest process for me in my makeup routine just because it takes so long. Here I am even double checking. I don't even trust myself. But now I'm moving on, and I do use the Anastasia Dip Brow. I know a lot of people have put this past them, but I still love it. It's still my favorite. Now, trust me, I don't go overboard with it, okay? But here I am using the other side of the brush. I really need to clean my brushes again. Let me know if I should make a video on that. But anyways, this technique isn't for everyone, but I am an artist, so I think this is where I get that habit from. But I like to put the product on my hand and then just kind of work with it and try to get like less of a product on the brush and more on my hand, so I could just like pick at it if I want to. I guess to be more in depth with this routine, I like to just focus on the more lighter parts of my eyebrows. Because I mean, my eyebrows are pretty dark in the front area, but it's just that outer area that I don't like. But I always like to start with the straight line on the bottom of my eyebrow just to kind of see where I basically want my eyebrow to be. But I basically like to just eyeball my eyebrow and then like just, I don't know, girl, it's a whole process. But anyways, as you can see, I'm basically tracing where my eyebrow starts, and I'm just going based off of that through my outer eyebrow. A little fast forward moment. This is what my eyebrow basically looks like. I'm just literally covering the end completely. I mess up a lot in this particular part of my routine, but on purpose, because I know the concealer, it'll clean up the brow anyway. But I'm not gonna lie, I do end up with like caterpillar eyebrows. Here I'm basically just saying like trust the process, because girl, my eyebrows look rough right now, okay? But I feel like everyone has that particular step in their routine where it just does not look right, but then in the end it just looks way better. Here I am, I don't know why I did that for so long, but I'm putting product on my hand. It does dry up sometimes, so I think here I'm just like mixing it to get it back to its like form. But now I'm doing the other eyebrow, and yeah, you basically know how this looks, so let's like fast forward this.
1 eternity later.
And we have a fully covered eyebrow. Dang, girl, those are some pretty thick eyebrows. Here I am, I guess, just looking at my damage. Gosh, my side profile's like, ew. Anyways, this is basically the results of me just putting dip brow, okay? Hold on, I haven't done any concealer, so they look a little rough. Here I am basically just seeing how thick they are. Girl, the damage is already done, girl. It's time to pull out the concealer. Yes, the concealer. This is the concealer I use. I tried to get it as clear as possible. Here's the number 135, I think. I personally like this concealer, but I think next time I'll probably buy another one just because it feels like not a lot of product goes in that. And then there's a brush. Yes, I know, girl. I gotta clean my brushes, okay? Don't yell at me. The damage has been done, okay? But basically, I do the same technique. I like to put the product on my hand and then just like brush it along with the brush, obviously. Here I am basically just showing you what I do. A lot of people's techniques are different. This is just mine. This is what I've always done. Literally ever since I started doing makeup. I'm 21 now, and I started doing makeup at like 16, so yeah, it's just a habit at this point. But I basically go in with the angle facing towards my eyebrow where it's lining up perfectly with that, and I start in my unibrow area because that's my best like place to where I can make my eyebrows even. Girl, my eyebrows have taken so much work. Like, other people get their eyebrows down so fast. Mine was like a whole 4-year process just to, get like a solid eyebrow routine down. I went through all the phases. I went through like the thick eyebrows, I went through the crazy dark dramatic dip brow eyebrows. Yeah girl, it's been bad. But I would say I have like a good solid routine now. I've been doing this routine for, I want to say, like a good like 3 months, and I've liked it. Anyways girl, I'm basically just doing that same technique as you could see throughout my whole entire eyebrow. I'm trying to line it as much as I can. I'm not gonna lie, usually during these steps I kind of like forget to breathe just because I'm trying to focus so hard on making sure it looks good. But now I could basically mention that the concealer will be covering most of the product that I have on my eyebrow. Don't come for me, I know it's kind of like a wasting product in the way, but it ends up working out for me. I guess I still have to get that down as far as like trying not to use so much product. Girl, that side profile is like a jump scare. Anyways, yeah, I don't like my side profile. I've tried to, but I just have a hard time, and that's okay. But I do think I still have a good amount of confidence. It's just my nose, and you know what? Every nose is beautiful. Every nose is made for your face, you know? I just sometimes don't like my nose. But I'm not trying to spread any like negativity or anything. Like, you know what, girl, positive vibes. You love yourself. There may be things that you don't like on yourself that other people would literally want that on their face. That's basically the motto I always go by for literally like anything. But okay, so as you can see, I did just only line my eyebrow. I didn't fill it in or anything. I think this is the part where I fill it in. Yeah, let me fast forward. Okay, so yes, I am getting more product on my brush. Gojo decided to make a little appearance in the background. I don't know if you saw that, but basically I'm just getting the flat part of my brush now, and right where I had the line, I'm starting from there and just pushing all the product downwards. I do look in the camera a lot during this time. I'm apologizing now, but it's basically just because I sometimes use my camera as a mirror and I just like to see like if it looks good or like if I'm missing a certain area. But yeah girl, I'm basically doing this all along my whole eyebrow. You know, you're gonna notice a few things and when you're doing your eyebrows, and that's completely normal. I notice a lot of different things. This is one of my new steps though. I like to put setting spray on my eyebrow before I blend it, because I've learned it helps me blend it better and it makes it where like it doesn't have any creases for some reason. So I literally just spray this directly on my eye. I don't spray it so close, girl, because you don't want all those toxins or anything to slip in your eye. So I do it kind of far away. But that's basically all, and then here is where the beauty blender starts to come out, and I basically just blend it. I like to tap my eyebrows as much as possible, and if there's certain areas where I have to basically like kind of slide the beauty blender around my eyebrow, and that's completely normal. But here I'm basically just literally blending it out, trying not to touch my actual eyebrow. So here you can notice like I'm more bending the beauty blender, which I don't know why I do this to myself, because I have flat beauty blenders where I could easily do this, but I decided to just struggle, I guess. But here I am basically showing you like what I'm basically doing, how it looks. And now we're moving on. Basically, this is what my eyebrow looks like. I'm gonna do the same thing to the other one, but off camera. Ta-da! These are my eyebrows as far as like concealing them at the bottom, and okay, I really like them, obviously. So now I am going to go ahead and get that same concealer, and I'm gonna go ahead and basically same routine, just the top of my eyebrows now. With that same brush, I'm basically having it at a different angle. I have it going sideways, the longer side, like touching my eyebrow, just so I could get more product to line out. Basically doing the same unibrow trick. I've been doing this trick for so long. It's honestly helped me get my eyebrows to be more even. It does take a while though, just to be precise with eyebrows, so like I know I have some younger viewers here, and like just to let you know, if your eyebrows don't come out right the first time, that's okay. Don't get discouraged. For a lot of people it's taken like 4 to 5 years to get their eyebrows good. That was my case. I didn't start doing all these techniques until now, and I'm 21 years old. But basically, I just get a good amount of product on there, and I'm just trying to line out my eyebrows as best as possible. And fast forward here, I'm still kind of trying to get them good. I think the upper part of my eyebrow takes longer than my actual bottom part of my eyebrow. But I'm very precise and cautious. I have currently 3 different ways I could look at mirrors. I have my big one in front of me, I have my tiny one, and I have my camera. So I'm basically looking at all angles and just seeing where I need to cover and where I don't. But basically, once I have it where I like it, I do the same technique, having the brush going upwards and just basically trying to cover as much as possible so that way there's no weird creases or any lines. And here I am going in with the same setting spray, basically doing the same thing, girl, just the upper part of my eyebrow. As far as blending for my upper part of my eyebrow, as you can see, I do squish my eyebrow. I do squish my beauty blender, and I basically just tap as much as possible, especially in those little tiny areas. That way there's no areas where it doesn't look like I blended, basically. Here I am basically showing you guys, and I guess this is a good example of what I mean. When I spot something I don't like, I fix it. I basically went in with some more concealer because I noticed the end of my eyebrow, it wasn't how I wanted it. So I just got some more concealer, I blended that out, and I fixed it and made it more of my preference. And we're doing this one off camera. Ta-da! So this is basically the eyebrows, both blended, both done, and now time to get that unibrow. I think there's been 2 times where I forgot about it and I've literally walked out of the house with that unibrow. But I basically try to drag all the product to not make it look like a line and just blend out each eyebrow individually. Sometimes this could take a process because sometimes the concealer does dry out, or I just have to intensely blend that part of my eyebrow out for a while. I don't know why I didn't think and put more setting spray just to make it easier to blend, but for some reason I chose to struggle. Okay, I sped it up for you guys, and here I am just seeing if I like them, seeing if they look good. As I was saying, my eyebrows do take long. How is this 17 minutes in the video and we barely finished eyebrows? Okay, so once I finish with my eyebrows, I do take off the makeup. I try to. Sometimes I tend to leave the house with it, and I always get comments did you get a tattoo? Is that a new mole? So I tend to just try my best to at least clean it off. Okay, so next thing I do is, why is that backwards, girl? I do use the e.l.f. primer. I think this is a grip one, but I do use this one. I try to put as much along my face. I actually stopped using this product, and I have no idea why, because it ended up working out for my skin anyway. But I did get this at, I'm telling people to tap. But anyways, I do get these products at Walmart once again, so you could literally find this at your local Walmart or drugstore. It's I try to use the more expensive products, but drugstore makeup has always worked for my face. I've always preferred it better because not only is it more affordable, but I feel if you know how to use your makeup, it'll look like you're using these expensive products. You know what I mean? Basically, I like to tap it in my face. I feel I get more product around my face rather than when I try to swipe it around, just because when I swipe with my fingers around my face, I feel I get more products on my fingers than anything. So this just kind of works out best for me. Once I know I have the primer everywhere, I go in with this Airspun loose face powder, and I like to put that product under my eyebrows, which you'll see later on. I think I'm talking too fast. Okay, here we go. So I basically get some product using that same brush from the powder, and I put some on my eyebrows just because in my crease I have oily skin right there, so sometimes the product just centers and it looks like I have a complete line over my freaking eyebrows. But then I only leave it for a second because this product is pretty powerful and I don't want to look too cakey, so I just take it off right away with a big fan brush. And yeah, it basically just leaves my eyebrows looking more like matte, I guess. But now I am going to go in with my Milani Conceal and Perfect foundation. It's a 2-in-1, but I only use a little bit of this. I just use it as a base because I do put more makeup on, so I don't want to make myself look too cakey. But you know, every now and then if I need more product, I'll go ahead and put it on my face. I would recommend this foundation. All my products are water-based because I don't have that big of an oily skin, but I suggest if you do have I suggest if you do have oily skin, I'd say use like more silicone makeup. But for me, all of my products are water-based, and so they seem to fit my face more. But now I'm going with the flat part of the brush of the beauty blender, as you could see, and I just blend, girl. I basically just start off with my cheeks on each part, just trying to make sure all the product gets on there. And another like little hack I found out is I like to put that makeup on my ears. Most of the time it doesn't get on there, but it ends up helping, like for pictures if you want to wear your hair up or something, like your ears will match your face, you know what I mean? But yeah, I basically put this product everywhere. I don't put that much on my forehead since I already had so much of the concealer on my forehead, so I don't put that much. I'm basically just like reaching any crevices that I might have forgotten. And now I am moving on to some eyeliner, but I can do eyeliner on the camera. For some reason I get very nervous, so I'm gonna do it off camera. Hold on. I wanted to do a thin eyeliner today, but for some reason that did not happen, so now I'm just kind of stuck with this thick eyeliner, but it's okay.
A few moments later.
Okay, so now moving on, I am putting on my contour. I like to use the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Stick. Mine, it's pretty dirty, okay? But I can show you why it looks like that. Basically, I like to use one of those like thicker angled brushes, and I like to tap the product in. I used to just put it on my face, but I realized I was putting too much where it just looked too dark. So I figured this method, it helped me not get too much product on my face. As much as I love makeup, and I do want to make sure like it's known I'm wearing makeup, you know what I'm saying? But I just don't like the feeling of it when I have too much on my face, if that makes sense. But basically, I'm just going in and tapping the product as much as I can, just kind of everywhere that I feel like can use some shadowy areas, you know, some sharpness, aka like my cheekbones, maybe my forehead area, because I do feel like I have a big forehead, so this kind of helps it look like I don't in a way. It's all about illusions with like contour, bronzer, it's all about that. So basically that's what I'm trying to do. Once I have a good amount of product that I'm comfortable with, I go ahead and move on. It does look kind of crazy right now, but I just kind of let that set. I don't know what I'm doing here. Hold on.
One eternity later.
Okay, so here I have my blush. Yes, my blush. I broke it in the past, but there was still a lot of product on there, so I'm like, you know what, I'm still gonna use it. Anyways, I'm using this type of brush today for my blush. I basically do the same thing. Here I am kind of showing the process. I tap in as much product as I can, and I just tap very little bit, because for blush, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a huge blush girly like these other girls, but I do like to put a good amount, you know? And a little does go a long way, especially with blush. But anyways, I basically get my beauty blender throughout this time. I just blend out everything together. My contour, my blush, I just kind of blend it just to make it more like where it looks better. Girl, what was that? Anyways, I like to go in with this powder. It's like I don't even know, girl. It says mineral powder, but I basically use it just to bake around my face and kind of let the product set. It gives me those vibes of like, you know, that banana powder that some people were using back then. I don't know if people still use it, but basically it was like pretty popular with the makeup gurus. But it kind of gives me like that texture and that color. Here I am basically just trying to get out as much as I can. There was a lot that like it didn't have that much because I used this product so much, so I'm kind of struggling. But anyways, once I get a good amount of product on there, I basically just line out my cheekbones. I go from my ear, from my top of my ear to my lip. As you could see, this is what works better for me. I've seen some people go super low. I personally don't like it because I feel like I have a square shaped face and I just don't like to, I feel like it doesn't fit for my face, basically. Like, I'd rather have it super high up, you know what I mean? Here I am just doing that same technique again. I sometimes get this product in my hair, but it's okay. I mean, it's gonna happen. I could just wipe it off with a wipey if I need to. And yes, I also get my mustache area and my chin because I am Hispanic, so I do get sweaty around that area. Anyways, while I'm letting that set, I do go ahead and go back with my concealer and I conceal my under eyes now. I don't know what made me do my steps like this specifically. I think it was like a makeup video I saw one time and I just started doing it and I stuck with it ever since. But then I do my nose and also my forehead just to kind of get all the places. And basically I go in with my beauty blender and I just blend out as much as I can. Personally, this is my favorite part because I just feel like during this time I start to see the whole makeup look come together. And it gives me that reassurance like, oh, I do know what I'm doing with makeup. Fast forward a little bit, I'm just blending out any of the last of concealer I need to. And yeah, that's basically what my face is looking like. So this is actually my first time doing this, but I'm gonna go ahead and grab one of my eyeshadow brushes. I guess this is one that I use to blend stuff out, but I'm gonna attempt to do nose contour. I actually have never done this, to be honest, but I did see this video and I'm like, you know what, let me try it. Like I said, I personally don't like my nose, so anything I could do that could like help me like it, I'll do it. But she basically started from her eyebrow bone and she just lined out her natural eyebrow bone and she continued going straight, making it look like her nose just looked very straight and like it didn't look so wide on the top. But that's basically just what I'm trying to like I'm trying to replicate her steps and then just see. But I don't want to put too much because I don't want my eyebrows to look like I have like doo-doo on my face, you know what I mean? Honestly, I really liked it. I think I'll start to do this. Nose contour, it's always made me nervous because I've done it in the past, but I have made it like to where it doesn't look good. But this technique seems to work out. And you know what? If you need a new nose contour technique, girl, I suggest trying this one. If you don't like it, that's okay. You know, everybody has their different preferences for makeup, but this is what worked out for me. Like I said, I've never done this before until this video, so that's actually funny I'm doing this in a makeup routine because I think this is gonna go in my makeup routine now for sure. But as you can see, it's pretty self-explanatory what I'm doing. I'm just trying to show as best as I can. She is feeling confident now. She is feeling confident. I thought I was serving here. I thought I looked really good, which, you know what? Yes, girl. Yes, confident. Just kind of doing like finishing touches, but yeah, I'm trying to get more comfortable with my side profile, but it's just been something I've always struggled with. I guess everyone has that one thing. Here I am going back with that powder. I actually got this powder from my godmother's boutique that she has. She has a lot of nice products. I'll go ahead and link all her stuff down below in the description. I'm talking to my man here. He ended up coming out. We were kind of like both doing our own little like hobbies, and he came out to see what I was doing, and he walked out to me looking like this, so I had to kind of explain to him, you know, just what I was doing. But anyways, I'm basically going in with my powder and just aligning where I had the contour and just trying to make it as straight as possible, and then moving on to under my eyes area. And basically here I show you guys what it looks like. The powder got in my eye, so it was kind of like affecting my eyesight a little bit, but it ended up working out. And then I just moved on to my forehead area. I didn't put that much product on my forehead because, as you could tell from the beginning, I did have the concealer there. So yeah, now I'm just kind of excited in a way because I honestly love this part. I feel like it like brightens up certain areas of my face, but I don't want to put it too long, so I take it off as fast as possible because this is also one of those powders that are really strong and do cause like flashback Mary basically. And I was not trying to make that look today, so I took it off as fast as possible. And then once I finished taking all the powder off, I went ahead and went in with my setting spray. During this step, I like to put a lot on just so it could really soak into my face. And I try my best not to make facial expressions just so I don't get any creases, any wrinkles. Here, I was getting some of my baby hairs in my face for some reason. I don't know. Girl, this highlighter has seen better days, okay? But it's basically a Wet n Wild one. I just lost the top to it, and here I'm wondering if some of it fell out and went in my makeup bag, which I do think it did. I was in conversation with my man at this point, so I wasn't really showing what brush I'm using, but as you could tell, it is like a fan type of brush. And then I just put like a tiny little dot on my nose. I try not to put a lot because I have a history of putting a lot on my nose, and my nose just looks like a whole freaking disco ball throughout the day. And then I do go in with the LA Colors Jumbo like eyeliner pencil. I have been doing bottom eyeliner for so long, and it's just stuck with me at this point. So I do bottom eyeliner, and then I also do top eyeliner. I just don't show it because I feel like it looks kind of disturbing because I'm pulling my eye. Here I am just making conversation with my man, so half the time you just see my ponytail or you see me just laughing, talking to him. So let me fast forward. So here I'm basically just showing what it looks like for me to do top eyeliner, and I just feel like it looks a lot better in my opinion. It doesn't look like I have a gap of like my skin in between the eyeliner and my eye. It just all comes together. I'm like deep into conversation at this point with my man. He actually ends up handing me a cookie we made like a couple days ago, and it's funny because I was actually like starving, so this was perfect timing. I swear, I've like gained so much weight. I'm convinced if you gain weight in a relationship like that, that's how I know someone's like really happy, because it's such a true thing. Like, it's literally happy weight. When I met this man, I was like a size 9 in jeans, and girl, tell me why now I'm like a size 12. But okay, so I go ahead and get this brown lip liner. Yes, you can find this at my Nenas boutique. I'll leave it down in the description. But anyways, I'm kind of just wiping away any product that was on my lips. I'm trying my best to like demonstrate how I basically do it, but I angled the pencil like at a certain way where the darkest part is reaching only the end of my lips. But I'm basically just kind of literally lining that area. And then I angle the brush where it's like the sharpest part is towards the end of my lip, and I'm just following my lips as I go. And then after that, I go ahead and try to put some more product in the outer corners of my lips just to kind of blend it out and have like that ombre effect. But once I have that done, as you can see, I try to blend it out with my fingers just so it doesn't look so harsh and it doesn't look like a line, you know what I mean? And then this is my favorite lip product. It's by Milani. It's number 26. It's a lipstick or lip gloss. Oh my gosh, it's so good. I've had this for so long. And you know what I've noticed? I'm such a like big diehard fan for Milani products. Milani, if you ever want to sponsor your girl, you know I'm always here, because I do have a lot of those products of that brand. Anyways, I'm getting off topic. I basically try my best to blend out the lipstick with the lip liner just to give it like a ombre effect in a way. I basically just blended out with my finger, but I'm gonna go ahead and do my lashes off camera. Be right back.
One eternity later.
Hi loves, so a little harsh lighting here, but this is the final look. A new makeup routine has been long overdue. The last time I did one, I think it was like 3 months ago. As you can see, I'd like to say a lot has changed, but I have gotten better at certain makeup looks and just practice. I do hope in some way this did help others. As you notice, I did use a lot of affordable makeup. Usually for me that's what works better, but that about does it for today's video. I know today's video was a little different with the voiceover. It's just we have the AC on as well as it's raining outside. I just feel like with that the audio would have clashed. We haven't posted in a while and I'm sorry. I felt like this would be a great video to do. If you guys did make it through all the way in the video, please go ahead and comment a lipstick emoji or any makeup emoji really. It is raining outside, so me and my man are gonna enjoy some coffee and watch some movies. Bye guys.